Reens, and a loving relationship with Jake, who had been my partner for nearly 4 years. But it's funny how quickly life can turn on its head. How one moment of betrayal can shatter everything you hold dear. It was a sunny Saturday morning when everything changed. I had planned a surprise picnic for Jake. I spent hours preparing his favorite sandwiches, packing a bottle of wine, and selecting a beautiful spot by the river. I remember feeling butterflies in my stomach as I loaded the car, excitement bubbling up inside me. I couldn't wait to see the look on his face when I revealed the picnic basket. But when I arrived at the park, my excitement turned into confusion. I scanned the area, hoping to catch sight of Jake's familiar figure. After a few minutes, I pulled out my phone and sent him a quick text. "Hey, where are you?" Minutes ticked by, and I felt my stomach tighten. Just as I was about to call him, I spotted them. Jake, laughing, leaning into close to a woman I didn't recognize. I remember my heart sinking, a lead weight dropping into my stomach as I approached. I had seen enough. They were sitting under a large oak tree, oblivious to the world around them. Jake's hand brushed against the woman's arm, and my breath caught in my throat. I stood frozen, paralyzed by disbelief and anger. How could he? My mind raced with questions. Was I not enough? Did our love mean nothing to him? As I watched them, I felt a rush of heat, fury, and heartbreak mingling into a tempest of emotions. I wanted to scream, to cry, to confront him right then and there, but I couldn't. I didn't want to make a scene. I backed away, heart pounding, and drove home in a daze. The picnic basket sat silently in the passenger's seat, mocking me with its cheerful contents. I felt hollow, a shell of the person I had been just hours before. That evening, I confronted Jake. He walked in with that easy smile, the one that had always melted my heart. But tonight, it felt like a dagger. "Hey, babe." He started, but I cut him off. "Who is she?" My voice shook, barely containing the storm inside me. His smile faltered, and for a moment, I saw panic flicker in his eyes. "What do you mean?" "I saw you at the park." "Jake, don't lie to me." I felt the tears spilling down my cheeks, and the anger surged again. "You were flirting with her." His face paled. "It's not what you think." I was just what? Just having fun? I interrupted, my heart racing. "Is that all our relationship is to you? Just fun?" He looked away, guilt evident on his face. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear. It was just a friendly conversation." "Friendly?" I laughed bitterly, the sound foreign and cruel. "That didn't look very friendly to me. You were practically flirting with her." He stepped closer, reaching for me, but I recoiled, the betrayal feeling like a physical blow. "I messed up, okay? I just wanted to have a good time. It didn't mean anything." "Didn't mean anything?" I whispered, disbelief and hurt crashing over me like waves. "That's the excuse you're going to use? You're just going to pretend like this doesn't matter?" He ran a hand through his hair, frustration etched on his face. "I didn't think you'd find out. I thought I could just forget about it." Forget about it. The words echoed in my mind, a haunting reminder of how little he valued what we had built together. My heart felt heavy with despair. How can you say that? How can you just throw away everything we built? "I love you," he shouted, desperation lacing his voice. "This was a stupid mistake. I want us to work. Please, just let's talk about this." But the more he pleaded, the more my resolve hardened. I felt the walls I had built around my heart rising, fortified by pain and betrayal. "I don't think I can trust you anymore. Jake, you've broken something in me that I don't know how to fix." The silence that followed was deafening. Jake looked lost, and I realized he was genuinely remorseful. But that didn't ease the ache in my chest. I turned away, feeling like a stranger in my own home. "I need space. I said finally, my voice barely a whisper. He nodded, understanding dawning in his eyes. But the hurt in my heart was still too raw, too fresh. I watched him leave, the door clicking shut behind him like the finality of a grave. The silence that enveloped me was crushing, a reminder of everything that had just been ripped apart. Days turned into weeks, and though I had told Jake I needed space, I also needed answers I wasn't sure I would ever get. I buried myself in work, distracted myself with friends, but every laugh felt hollow, every smile painted over a wound that refused to heal. Jake reached out repeatedly, sending texts filled with apologies and pleas for forgiveness. Each message felt like a knife twisting in my heart, and I resisted the urge to reply. I wanted to believe he was genuinely sorry, but trust was a fragile thing, easily shattered, and I couldn't risk letting him hurt me again. Then, one evening, I received a message from a mutual friend. "I'm so sorry to hear about you and Jake. I saw him out with that girl again last night." My heart plummeted. The betrayal cut deeper than I thought possible. I sat on the edge of my bed, anger and sadness swirling within me, a tempest of conflicting emotions. How could he do this? Hadn't I given him enough chances to make things right? In that moment, I realized I deserved better. I deserved someone who would cherish me, not treat our love like a game. The realization felt liberating and heartbreaking all at once. I finally understood that it wasn't just about what Jake had done, but about the love I needed to give myself. I took a deep breath and composed a message to Jake. I can't do this anymore. I deserve someone who respects me and our relationship. Goodbye. As I hit send, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, though the ache in my heart remained. I knew healing would take time, but I was determined to reclaim my life, to find the strength I had buried beneath the hurt. In the days that followed, I surrounded myself with supportive friends and took time to rediscover who I was outside of my relationship with Jake. I explored new hobbies, read books I had neglected, and slowly began to heal. Though I would never forget the betrayal, I realized it was just one chapter in my life, a painful lesson that would guide me toward a brighter future. I would learn to love again, to trust again, but this time, it would be on my terms. And as I looked to the horizon, I felt a flicker of hope for what lay ahead.